The following game is being played with History Maker Baseball Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2022, all rights reserved. If you would like to order a copy of History Maker Baseball Express, or if you would like to check out the other products offered from Play Games, please click on the link provided in the description box below.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium 1 for Game 3 of this best of 5 game series between the 1961 Cleveland Indians and the 1927 New York Yankees. Here is the situation. The 1927 Yankees currently lead this series 2 games to none. So if the 1927 Yankees win this game, this series is over. If the 1961 Yankees, or excuse me, 1961 Indians, I should say, win this game, there will be a game 4 by some miracle if that were to happen. So, and again, it's all due to because of the roll of the dice. You can't go wrong. Anyway, your pitching matchup for this game will be Herb Pennock going for the 1927 Yanks, and he will be opposed by Jim Perry for the 1961 Cleveland Indians. So with that being said, lineups have been exchanged at home plate as John Romano will lead things off here in the top half of the first for the 1961 Cleveland Indians. And Pennock is ready, Romano is ready, and let's do it from the Bronx. 146. Is Pennock an ace or dynamic pitcher? No, he is not. Is John Romano a sad sack batter? No, he is not. That's going to be a men on base result, -1 for the black die of control. And oh my gosh, Herb Pennock does have control, so it's going to end up being a no runs result to end the top half of the first of 6 dot. Oh my gosh. These Cleveland Indians fans are not liking the start of this not liking the start of this game as we head to the bottom half of the first, and let's see what type of damage that the Yankees could do with Pat Collins to lead it off here in the bottom half of the first. 245. Is Jim Perry a struggler pitcher? No. Is Pat Collins a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So that's going to be a men on base result. -1 for black die of flash or control. Yes, either flash or control. Jim Perry has semi-control. However, the decider die says, no, you do not have control. So that is going to be a men on base result of 5, putting the runners on second and third. And we'll need to re-roll the decider die to determine the outcome. Dot is 2 hits. Blank is multiple runners on base chart off of my optional men on base narrative homebrew chart. And it looks like we'll be heading to the multiple runners on base mini chart for a 2 on the red die with second and third. It'll be back-to-back walks in 2 appearances, and Pat Collins is going to hit a double and score an RBI for the 1927 Yankees to put them ahead 1-0 here in the first inning. And again, if you want to use my charts, I ask my homebrew optional men on base narrative charts and my narrative charts for the RBI results. I only ask you that you can download those charts only if you have a copy of History Maker Baseball Express, as I do want to keep the integrity of Keith's games as safe and well, actually, yeah, safe as possible, so that way no one steals the ideas. And we move to the men on base chart, and Earl Combs will be the batter. 16, good eye rolls again. Earl Combs has a good eye, so that is going to be a reroll of the dice off of the men on base chart. 16, good eye rolls again. Yep, Earl Combs does have good eye. So, take 3. 26, home run king rule. Home run king, it's home run. Unfortunately, Earl Combs does not have home run king. So that's going to be a contact result of 4. And that is going to be, is Earl Combs a champion or hero batter? He is a semi-champion, and also he is a hero batter. The Decider Die says for the semi-champion that he does have semi-champ. So that is going to be an RBI for Earl Combs, and the 1927 Yankees lead game 3 by a score of 2-0 to end the to end the first inning altogether. We head to the top half of the second, and Woody Held will be the batter against Herb Pennock. 156. Is Pennock an ace pitcher? No, he is not. Is Held a sad sack batter? No, he is not. That's going to be a men on base result. -1 for Black Die of Flash. Herb Pennock does not have Flash. So the 1961 Indians get on base with a single by Woody Held to bring up Bubba Phillips on the mound. Up to the plate facing Herb Pennock on the rubber against Bubba Phillips. Again, reading the black and blue dice as such off of the mob chart, or the men on base chart, of a 46. Seam or reliever? We have a lefty versus righty matchup, so no, it's not the same. So contact result of 2. And is Phillips a sad sack batter? He is not. That's going to get the 1961 Indians on the board, and it's 2-1 after the top half of this to conclude matters here in the top half of the second inning here at Yankee Stadium. We go to the bottom half of the second, and Mark Koenig will be the next batter. 134. Is Perry an ace pitcher? Nope. Is Mark Koenig a champion batter? No, he is not. So that's going to be a no runs result of 3 to end the second inning. And I don't want to spoil the surprise here, but look out. Here come the 1961 Indians, as they really want to try to salvage a game in this series to force game 4 back here at Yankee Stadium later on today. In order to do so, they got to beat the 1927 Yankees in this game. We head to the top half of the third, and Johnny Temple will lead it off. 446. Is Pennock a star pitcher? He is. That is going to be a no runs result of 6 blank to end the top half of the third, and the score remains 2-1 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. We go to the bottom half of the third, and a 1-1-3 will lead it off for Babe Ruth. As is Jim Perry a struggler pitcher? No. Is Babe Ruth a utility batter? Nope. So that's going to be an RBI question mark result. However, the decider die says no RBI, and Jim Perry, after giving up 2 runs in the first, has silenced the 1927 Yankees so far, but it all can change in a dime. Let's see. So it'll be an RBI, not an RBI. It'll be a no runs result of 1 blank to end the third inning, and your score remains 2-1 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. We go to the fourth, and Jim Pearsall will be the next batter. 1-2-2. Is Pennock a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Pearsall a champion batter? He is a semi-champion. However, the decider die says he is not. So that is going to be a no runs result of 2 dots to end the top half of the fourth. And the score remains 2-1 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. You go to the bottom half of the fourth, and a 1-2-4 for the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. Is Jim Perry an ace pitcher? Nope, he is not. Is Lou Gehrig a champion batter? Oh, he is a champion batter, so that is going to be a men on base result of a black die 2, putting the runner on second base with a 2 and a 4 off of my homebrew optional men on base narrative chart of a walk and a stolen base for the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. And that's going to bring up Cedric Durst to roll for his outcome off of the men on base chart. 16, good eye rolls again. Cedric Durst has semi-good eye. However, the decider die says he does not. So that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning all around as the 1927 Yankees hang on to a 2-1 lead here in Game 3, looking to win the series right here and right now. We head to the fifth, and Tito Francona will lead things off for the 1961 Cleveland Indians. 1-4-5. Is Pennock an ace or dynamic pitcher? No, he is not. Is Tito Francona a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So that's going to be a men on base result, -1 for black die, a flash, and this is the opportunity that the 1961 Cleveland Indians cannot afford to mess up, as the runners will be put on second and third with a 4 and a 5 off of my homebrew optional men on base narrative chart, and it looks like the decider die was not used. Let me just double check. Ace, no. Sad sack, no. So yes, the decider die was not used. So Tito Francona will pick up 2 hits over his first 2 plate appearances of the game. Oops. And again, you could roll any dice that you want, and I use the red die with a 1 or a 6 as a home run, 2 or a 5 as a single, 3 is a triple, and 4 is a double. A home run will tie the game on a 1, and another home run to put the 1961 Indians into the lead, and we will roll up for the men on base chart for the next batter. Timeout. And we're back as the 1961 Cleveland Indians are ready to roll off the men on base chart for Vic Powers' turn up at the dip. Reading the black and blue dice is such of a 56. Patient draws the walk. Vic Power is not a good is not not a patient batter. It'll be a contact result of 5, and it reads: Is Vic Power a champion batter? He is not, and that's going to be a hop out to end the 5th inning here at the stadium, with the score now 1961 Indians 3 and the 1927 Yanks 2. Here's Tony Lazzeri to lead off the bottom half of the 4th for the Yanks. 245. Is Perry a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Lazzeri a sad sack batter? He is not. That's going to be a men on base result. -1 for the black die if pitcher has flash or control. Jim Perry does have semi-control, and the decider die says yes, he does have control. So that is going to be reduced to a black die 1, putting the runner on first base with a walk, according to my homebrew optional men on base narrative chart. Joe Duggan will now kick it off here for the Yanks in the 5th inning off of the men on base chart. Reading the black and blue dice, such of a 12. Slugger hits home run. Unfortunately for Joe Duggan, he is not a slugger. So that is going to be it for the 5th inning, as it'll be a single, and that'll be it for the 5th inning, as the 1961 Indians hold on by a score of 3-2 as we head to the top half of the 6th. Willie Kirkland will lead things off here for the 1961 Yanks in the top half of the 6th, or excuse me, the 1961 Indians, I should say, here in the top half of the 6th. 135. Is Pennock an ace pitcher? No, he is not. Is Kirkland and champion batter? No, he is not. So that's going to be a no runs result of 3 blank to end the top half of the 6th. And it looks like we see a little bit of action down at the bullpen, down in the pens for looks like both teams. Let's see if they are getting some movement here and getting active. First off, for the 1961 Cleveland Indians, they are getting set and ready. We're going to keep Jim Perry in this game. And now let's see if the 1927 Yanks bullpen is active. They are not, so they are still putting faith in Herb Pennock to get through for at least one more inning. Bottom of the 6th with a 2-3-6. 2-3-6. Is Perry a struggler or gilded pitcher? No, he is not. Is Pat Collins a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So that's going to end up being an RBI question mark result with a decider die of check, and it looks like the decider die says no RBI, and it's going to end up being a no runs result of 2 to end the 6th inning here at the stadium, with the score 1961 Indians 3 and the 1927 Yankees 2. 3-2 is the score in favor of the 1961 Cleveland Indians. We head to the 7th inning with a 3-5-6 for John Romano. Is Pennock a workman pitcher? He is not. Is Romano a champion batter? He is not. That's going to be a no runs result. However, there's a possibility for a solo home run. And unfortunately for John Romano, he has the slugger quality, but the black die is not a 6. So that is going to be it with a no runs result of 3 dots to take us to the stretch. And the score remains 3-2 in favor of the 1961 Cleveland Indians. And let's see if the Indians are going to go to the pen for the bottom half of the 7th. And they are not. So they are sticking with Jim Perry to get at least to get through one more inning as we head to the 7th inning. And Earl Combs will lead things off. 3-3-5. 3-3-5. Is Perry a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Earl Combs a champion batter? He is a semi-champion. However, the decider die says he is not. So that's going to end up being a no runs result of 5 dots to end the 7th inning altogether. We head to the top half of the 8th, and let's see if Herb Pennock is able to stay in this ball game. He is. Is the bullpen getting loose and ready? They are, just in case if Herb Pennock decides to lose it here in the 8th inning. 4, 5, 6. Is the pitcher not fresh? Unfortunately for Herb Pennock, he is not fresh. So that is going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment. So the black die 5 here will be reduced to a black die 4, putting the runners on first and third, and it will be referring to the decider die. Oh yeah, that's right. We used the decider die earlier for the freshness to determine if he was fresh or not. So we're going to go to the multiple runners on base chart with a red die of 6. First and third, it will be an error and a stolen base in one appearance, a walk in the second, and an RBI, runners advance, 2 bases single, and an RBI, putting the 1961 Indians in front by 2. The score is now 4-2 in favor of the 1961 Cleveland Indians. And it looks like that the 1927 1927 Yankees, I should say, is probably going to go to their pen. But let's check to see if the decider die wants us to go to the pen. We will. And we won't, unfortunately. So Herb Pennock is going to try to get out of this inning here against Bubba Phillips, top of the men on base chart. 25. Iron fielder commits the error. Mark Koenig is a semi-iron, unfortunately, but the decider die says no, he is not iron, so that is going to be a ground out, and that's going to do it for the top half of the 8th inning here at Yankee Stadium. Your score is now 4-2 in favor of the 1961 Cleveland Indians. And let's check to see if Jim Perry is ready to pitch the 8th inning. He is. So, oh boy, we're going to have a tough task here with Babe Ruth to hopefully get a rally going, in hope that the 1927 Yankees wants to win this series right here and right now. 115. Is Perry a struggler pitcher? No. Is Babe Ruth a utility batter? No, he is not. So that's going to end up being a men on base result. -1 for black die of flash. Jim Perry does not have flash, so that is going to be a runners on first base. It'll be a 1 and a 5, and that's going to be a walk for Babe Ruth. And the tying run is coming to the plate with Lou Gehrig off of the men on base chart. 24, Goldfielder makes the out. Johnny Temple's not gold. That's going to be an error on the second baseman, Johnny Temple, as Lou Gehrig will be safe at first, and Babe Ruth advances to second base. The tying runs are on base, and the go-ahead run is up at the plate in Cedric Durst. Let's see what he can do. 14, Scrapper hits single. He does hit a single, and unfortunately for the 1927 Yankees, nothing will come up from that rally. Oh, man. So going to the ninth inning, your score is 4-2 in favor of the 1961 Cleveland Indians. And it looks like the 1927 Yankees are going to be making a pitching change, and we will see who that new pitcher is as we will take a timeout. Looks like it'll be Joe Girard to lead things off here, or to be the new pitcher, I would say, for the 1927 Yanks. And Jim Pearsall will be the new batter. Will be the batter for the 1961 Cleveland Indians. 1-2-2. Is Girard a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Pearsall a champion batter? He is a semi-champion. The decider die says he is a champion. So that's going to end up being a men on base result with a base running adjustment, and no adjustment needed here, as the runner will be put on second base. And it will be a 2 and a 2. It'll be an official scorer's decision, and we'll need to roll the decider die. Dot is a double, blank is a single, and an error. And he advanced to second base on an error. And he will get a single and advance to second on an error. And we will roll the D10 here to determine who gets the error. It's on its edge. It'll be an E7. So a single and an error by the left fielder will be the result here in this plate appearance, as Tito Francona now steps up to the plate, possibly to put this game out of reach, hoping to go to their bullpen right here and right now for a save situation. 13, freshman relief pitcher gets the pop out. Joe Girard is the relief pitcher, so he will get the pop out, and that will do it for the top half of the ninth. And it is a save situation for the 1961 Cleveland Indians, as their manager shakes the hand of Jim Perry, and they are going to go to their pen, and we will take yet another timeout. And it looks like it'll be Frank Funk, the closer for the 1961 Cleveland Indians, to come on here for a save situation against Tony Lazzeri to get it going for the bottom half of the ninth. The score is 4-2. The Yanks need 2 runs to tie and 3 to win the game. 5-6-6, star pitcher for Funk. He is a star, and the 1961 Cleveland Indians salvage a game in this series by taking this one by a final score of 4-2, courtesy and a save Frank Funk with a no runs result of 5 to end this game, and they have forced game 4 in this series. Oh my goodness. From being swept at home in the first 2 games, they bounced back with a 4-2 victory here in game 3, and now they have salvaged a game in this series, and they have forced game 4 back here at Yankee Stadium later on today. Whew. We got a series, folks. We got a series. So once again, your final score here from game 3 at Yankee Stadium number 1. The 1961 Indians will take it by a final of 4-2.